I've logged into my Aweber account, my autoresponder service of choice, and I'm going to show you what we would do to set up a lead capture system. Now again, if you're using GetResponse or some other service, the principles are the same. The interface will look different, but the concept is still the same. This video will be specific to Aweber. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is you want to create what's called a list, place that you're going to store all of your subscribers. The advantage of using an automated follow-up system is that these names are stored in a database that you can email to again. In fact, you set up an automated follow-up. It's called a sequential follow-up system. So you can follow them up in a certain sequence and you can broadcast to them. So that's the purpose of a lead capture system. You have a database. So we want to create a list and name that list. So in Aweber, it's easy to do. You just click this button here and I'm going to create a new list. The first thing Aweber has you do is create a name for that list. You can use the default name, but you want to do something that is easy for you. It has to be something unique in their system, so you have to come up with a name that no one else is using, and a description that helps you know what you've done here later, so you can quickly reference this list. You're going to need a name, who these emails are going to be coming from, and an email address. And then where I want the notifications sent to. Every time somebody subscribes to my list, I want to get an email that says, hey, you just got a new subscriber, so I can do that here. You can add multiple emails by clicking this button. We'll just keep the one. That's the first step. Pretty simple, isn't it? Okay, we're going to save our settings, and we're going to go on to the next step. You'll notice up here there are 3 tabs. We just did the basic, and now we're at step 2 where we personalize the list. We'll put our company's name, our product name in here, whatever you want. The URL, and a signature that I might want to have at the bottom of my emails. There are some other options. Aweber has some great social media sharing options. I'm not going to go into that. Your service may not provide those, and you don't have to do that, but you can mess around with those if you want to. Let's keep this video a little bit simpler, and we'll just skip that part because it's nothing you have to do. Same thing with these global text snippets. That's unique to Aweber. That's just a service that they provide. So we don't have to do that part. Basically, this part is just personalize or brand my emails. We're going to save the settings. And the next part, this is incredibly important. This is the part 3 of creating the list. We're going to do our settings for the confirmed opt-in. So basically what this is that special email that gets sent to the person after they have filled out their name and email and clicked the button. They're shown a video or given some instructions that say, hey, go check your inbox. Well, when they check their inbox, this is the email that they're going to see. Now, Aweber and your autoresponder service is pretty opinionated about how this email reads because there's some legalities involved. So it's usually a good idea to stick to the default settings. You can, in this case, you can edit these settings if you want to. But if you edit them too much, they have to go through an approval process sometimes. And so I usually just make sure that there's nothing strange on here and use the default settings. So I can choose what I want my subject line to be, and they have some pre-approved ones here. For example, you can have it just say in the subject line, confirm your request for information, confirm your subscription, or it can even feed their first name into the subject line, which is a good idea because remember the system captured their name when they provided that. So if my name was Greg and I submitted that and then checked my email, the subject line would say, Greg, confirm your subscription. It's kind of nice to do that, to personalize it. Or you can create your own subject line, but again, sometimes it has to be approved to do that. So you want to speed up the process, just use one of the pre-approved subject lines. Same thing with the content of this email, the message part. So this is what it's going to say. We received your request for information from this particular list. Before we can continue, you'll need to click the link. And then Aweber is going to provide this link. But where this link goes to is something you're going to decide. And you'll have to have created, remember, we call it a success page. Well, this is the URL to the success page that you created on your website. So here we would put http:// whatever domain you're working with, and the address to that success page. Maybe I called it, thanks.html. or download.html or whatever you called it, that goes in this box. And what happens is when the person gets their confirmation email, when they click this link, it will take them directly to this page, the success page, the goal of where we're trying to get them after they have opted in. So if I save my settings, I'm pretty much done creating my list. So let's do that. Okay, so now my new list is set, and it'll appear in my list of lists. Now it's time for us to work with this list. What we're going to want to do is grab the opt-in form so we can go put it in our website on our squeeze page. Well, all I have to do is go to the web forms part of the interface, and I'm going to create a new web form. Now I'm working with this list that I just created, and so I'm going to make a web form. Notice I got a little message here from Aweber, and it's telling me actually they want me to customize my verification message. So let's go back and do that. They're actually saying, you know, why don't you add your own personal touch here? And so they want me to actually edit this. Well, we can do that. We received your request for information, so you can do that however you want to. Let's say we put somebody's first name in there. We'll say, thanks, so-and-so, and we'll put a colon. We received your request, etc. So now we've edited it somewhat. Let's save those settings. All right. So now let's go back to the web forms. And we're working with our new list. And we're going to create a form for this. Now, this is where it gets kind of fun. I won't spend a lot of time on this because there's so many options. But it is in this area that we can create what our opt-in form looks like. This is the default simple one. I'm going to use that for now so we don't take up a lot of video time. But basically, if you're an Aweber customer, you know, you've got, I don't know, I would say several dozen templates that you can use for web forms, for opt-in forms. Rather than show you all of the possible layouts for these opt-in forms, you can do that on your own. Let's just make this simple and let's use the default form. But even this I can edit. I don't have to use name, email. I can add other fields to it, and I can reorder these. I can edit the header, all this kind of stuff. But let's say we've done that. I don't want to make a video about how to design the form. You can do that. It's pretty easy. Once I've decided on the way I want my form to look, I'm going to save that form, and then I'm going to go to step 2, the settings for it. I need a name for my form. Won't matter what it is. Here is, this gets a little bit confusing because they call it a thank you page. We called it a confirmation page. Remember, I told you that Aweber provides that special confirmation page with a little video on it that tells your subscriber, hey, thanks for filling out the form, but now go check your email. Aweber calls that a thank you page, so don't be confused by a thank you page and a success page. What they call a thank you page is where that instruction is. I like to use this one. It's called the Smart Video version. So you can use their basic one. They have an audio one. The video one's cool because it plays a little, I think, 5 or 10 second video that shows people how to check their email. You can make your own. If you've created your own custom page, you can do that. I don't think I ever do because it's just easier to pick this one. And so that's how that works. If the person is subscribing to your list and they're already on the list, Aweber also provides a page that says, hey, you're already subscribed, so you don't have to do it again. And there are different options here. You can create your own already subscribed list if you want to. I usually keep the basic one. But anyway, the point here is this is Aweber doing its job, making that confirmation page for you. So we'll save that, and we'll go to step 3. And we're pretty much done, honestly, because what we're going to do is we're looking for the code that we can take over into 90-second website builder where we're going to put this form. What you want to do is say, I'm going to install my own form. I'm looking for that HTML code. So we click here. There's 2 versions of it. There's what's called a JavaScript snippet, and then there's the raw HTML version. What you want is the HTML code. It's this code right here, and there's a ton of it, and it's intimidating if you want to try and read it, so don't bother. You don't need to know what any of it means. It's just the form code. It's the HTML that's going to make that form work and attach it to your list. It even is automatically selected so that we can copy it. So I'm going to copy this so that I can later paste it into 90-second website builder. Okay, so we've created a list, we've designed a form, and we got the code. And so now let's go take this into our design tool, 90-second website builder.